Hi, I'm Rachel Dillon,
And I'm Marcus Dillon.
and this podcast is Who's Really the Boss, where we highlight the joys
And challenges.
of running a business with your spouse or family.
Our mission is to strengthen families and businesses by helping listeners avoid the mistakes we have made so they can lead
And live happily ever after.
All right. Whose idea was it to do a podcast?
Pretty sure it was your idea to do a podcast, but maybe by way of we should lead a small group that never happened due to a pandemic. So then how do we reach people and share all the knowledge and wisdom that we have of being a couple?
And it's, this is a work in progress with the sound studio booth, going from 2 microphones down to 1, going to a camera that is set up like a voyeur off, kind of like The Office. We could just, have the inside track with the producers when we look at it with.
That's right. Here's just a small peek into the lives of Marcus and Rachel Dillon.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the idea was a small group at one time. So this is an evolution, just like everything in our lives. So anyway, I guess we should tell the people who we are first and go from there.
All right, you go first. Who are you? What do you do? What are you all about?
Depends on the day, the time, what people are paying me for, I guess. So Marcus Dillon, I lead different aspects of my life, I think. I get to share a lot of that leadership with you, whether it's at home with our family or here at the office with Dillon CPAs, our primary business, where we have a team of people that serve clients with accounting, payroll, tax, business consulting, business advice, all that fun stuff. Get to share in that leadership with you. And we spend a lot of time together.
We spend a lot of time together, and sharing in that leadership, I like to just point out that I give you all responsibility, all liability. Every once in a while, I like to come in and take some credit for something that goes well. That's the only part of that leadership that I really want to share in.
100% liability, 100% responsibility. What do you say, percentage credit? What's fair?
50% credit.
Texas is a common law state, so 50-50, I guess, by default is that credit. So, so who are you?
I am Rachel Dillon. I do a lot of things in the firm, but a lot fewer things than I used to do. So now I get to do a podcast because I have more free time, I guess. And so,
be careful with that.
So currently helping to nurture relationships with our team members, nurture relationships with our clients, and really just help, I guess, cultivate our culture. I think somebody once said we put the cult in culture, and so maybe that means we're doing a good job.
That'll be a great podcast episode. We put the cult in culture, so coming soon. All right, so we talked about who we are, what this evolved from, what it's supposed to be doing, I guess, is what's next. So why even have the conversation on working spouses working together? Why is there that need?
So Who's Really the Boss is just a podcast to really highlight all the ways that we have failed and done things wrong over the past 10 years as business owners. So really, I think we did not go into this venture with full knowledge.
Of business owner or marriage?
Well, of both. I think that we were ignorant in both aspects. And the nice thing is they say ignorance is bliss. I would 100% agree with that. We definitely got married very young, had no idea what we were doing or what it was supposed to look like, how to do it. Business ownership, I think, has been
very young,
identical.
Yeah.
Absolutely the same. Very young, no idea what we're doing, and no idea what it should really look like.
Yeah. Most people live their best life in Facebook and social media, so we're just flipping that on its head and sharing all the
hopefully there might be a highlight reel or two
Yeah.
that we can share, but I think more it will be real life, what we've experienced as far as challenges with our marriage, challenges with running a business, challenges with all that running a business entails.
Yeah. And parenting along the way, whether you're parenting a team member or a child that has your DNA, I think that's another part of the life of the mistakes we've made. And so hopefully if someone gets out of this, don't make that mistake. Don't say what he said, or don't say what she said, or so yeah, I think that's pretty important. We try to live that out with our clients a lot of times. And speaking of highlight reel, like, it's amazing to see how we screw up so much, but still have such awesome things. One of those is the team. So just got back with spending a lot of time with the whole team, minus one, but spending with majority of the team last week and just sitting back and seeing, like how awesome they are and how fortunate we are. And because they're so awesome, we get time to do stuff like this and hopefully speak into things and make people better is ultimately, what our goal of this is, I think. So.
Yeah, so you referenced our team retreat. And so one of the activities that we did during our team retreat was really coming up with a tagline or an elevator pitch or some way that you can quickly describe what we do in Dillon CPAs to somebody outside of Dillon CPAs. So for the podcast, who's really the boss, what would you say? What would you say? What, in just a few words in an elevator pitch? You got 10 seconds.
Put me on the spot.
What would you say?
Who's the boss? Okay, you're going to learn from these couple of people who made every mistake in the book and somehow survived and somehow still have a good marriage most days. But yeah, I think that people realizing that they're not alone on this journey. It's lonely. It's lonely being a business owner. It's lonely at the top, however you want to say that. So just having support in that the mistakes that you're making are probably not the first,
That's a long elevator. I think you just went from floor 1 to floor 100.
Maybe we got stuck,
Maybe it was like Elf and you did all the numbers, lit up all the numbers on the floors.
Well, you put me on the spot. So, I mean, if I can put that down to 10 seconds, it would be discussing the pain points that exist in a family business, especially when spouses are a part of that family business.
That's right. So intentionally, I think it was designed for spouses who work together day to day in their business. I think that this would be very applicable to really any small business owner, as well as family members who work together. So whether it be like a father and a daughter, a mother and a son, brothers, any family relationship or any relationship that goes beyond, I would say probably even best friends, that goes beyond the work day into personal lives where you have to really be able to spend quality time with those people outside of the office where you're sitting next to them at holidays and birthday parties and vacations, and still like each other.
Yeah, I think like each other is a stretch. Maybe you're required to love till death do we part in this situation. So we've kind of discussed.
I think you just said you don't like me, so maybe clarify that.
I really enjoy you. I really like you, and that's what makes this work. And so we've kind of outlined some stuff. Who is the podcast for? Is it only for business owners? Is it only for spouses that work together? Who else can listen? I
think really the podcast is probably only going to be for our team members who we pay, for our family who just wants to see what do they really do on a day-to-day basis.
So
I don't know who else might want to listen.
Are we
to
paying
Marcus and
people
Rachel
to listen to this?
I mean, if they do it during work hours, essentially we are.
That's inefficient. We may need to figure something else out there. Okay. Yeah, no, a lot of good stuff. Just like with we listen to a lot of podcasts, right? And as you said, we spend a lot of time together and go to the gym together early in the morning, depending on where we're working from that day, whether it's the home office, the office, still are probably very close proximity wise. I can't get through too much of my day without checking with you on something, running something by you. So, yeah, it'll be a journey. And so like with most podcasts, usually the first episode is just, so if people can hang on, through this first episode, what do they have to look forward to?
Well, I say if they've already made it through all of this back and forth discussion, if they've made it this far, that we go ahead and give them the answer to who's really the boss. So,
Are you going to do
for all the listeners,
yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Who would you say is really the boss?
I'm going to give you the best answer, and it is the answer that we as professionals love to give, and people pay us usually a lot of money to give. And that answer is, it depends.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
The worst answer no one ever wants to hear.
Yeah.
It depends. But I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
It totally depends. I would say originally starting out, went into it of who's really the boss. Definitely during the workday, Marcus was really the boss in the beginning.
Those were some dark days.
That lasted about, a month or two?
Yeah, with our journey and in this business, it's funny because we have a lot of ladies who work for us. And after, I think I hire bosses that boss me around. And now we've got some males on the team, keeping it quota. So I guess I like to hire people to tell me what to do. Maybe that's why it works so well with our relationship. And, just tell me where I need to be, and hopefully I don't get too far off track and make people disappointed. Hopefully I show up to the meeting within 5 minutes of it starting, or 10, depending on what's going on. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So I think you just gave away another little nugget.
I'm giving it all away.
Giving away all the free advice, all the free wisdom, is that we hire really good people.
Yeah.
So the fact that you called them all bosses, I think that it's a perfect description in that our team takes care of the things that they need to take care of. So they really take care of themselves. They take care of their clients. They take care of their families. They get things that need to be done. They get it done. They communicate effectively with each other and with us. And that makes our world run so smoothly.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have such great people. And I wouldn't trade it. I think it's fun. And the evolution has certainly been fun. The people that have gotten on the bus, been on the bus, got off the bus along this journey. Looking back, hindsight's always 20/20, but it's kind of one of those where you just celebrate each part of that journey and move on. And so having a lot of fun where we're at now, obviously get to spend a lot of time with you as a friend, as a spouse, as a coworker, as a co-business owner. So yeah, that's fun. So what do you want to leave people with on this first conversation? Like, hopefully they get better from here. Hopefully we don't have to pay everybody to listen to this podcast. What do you want people to know about us, about you, about me? What's left?
Well, I think first I want people to know that this podcast is for anybody who wants to get better. Tips that will be shared are all things that we have done to help us grow. So individually, as a couple, as a business, as a family. And then also, I would say, I want people to be able to avoid at least some of the mistakes that we have made over the past 8, 10 years.
Only 8?
So
I've been making mistakes for 39 years.
I've only been making mistakes at Dillon CPAs for 8.5 years.
Okay.
You've been making mistakes at Dillon CPAs for 10 years.
Yeah, I think
10
we
and a half
incorporated
years, so
in May of whatever.
2011.
Yeah, whenever that was. And so, yeah, mistakes were being made right off the bat.
That's right. So we would like for people to at least learn. We can't give all the advice in all areas of life, but we have definitely learned some better ways of doing things within the business. So definitely want to share that and help people avoid those mistakes. Other things I want people to know after this first introduction episode really is just get to know each of us a little bit better, and maybe that will entice them to hang on for the episode 2, rejoin us and listen all the way through.
Yeah. So the other cool thing would just be if we stopped at 1. And if it's just like one of those one-hit wonders, living out there in podcast land, and keep them guessing.
So you think episode 1's going viral with all 5-star ratings and raving reviews left, and then you can just hang your hat and be done.
Literally drop this mic
in
front of us, which is on an arm and can't be dropped.
Nice.
So, all right. So you want to learn more about Rachel Dillon, more about Marcus Dillon. All right. So let's do this.
I think it'd be more fun. You describe me and I'll describe you.
Oh, that's painful. So what about...
Talking about your wife is painful.
No. Talking about your wife is dangerous. And so you sleep near me, and there may be sharp objects close in our house that's dangerous. So why don't we do this? Why don't you say a word that describes you? I say a word that describes me. I say a word that describes you. You say a word that describes me.
I'm so confused. Just go for it. Well, tell them. Who are you?
Who am me? Who am me? I am...
what do you love?
Oh, I love it all. And so what?
That is... No truer words have ever been spoken. He loves it all. He wants it all. He wants to do it all, experience it all, have it all.
Yeah, I want to do it all for 10 seconds. So I want to own it first, and then I probably get bored and move on. With that, I think I'm a very driven person. I don't know where I'm driving a lot of times. So one word, driven. Forward thinking, I think, would be used to describe me. That's 2 words. I don't know if we're playing 1 or 2. Likes to have fun, I guess, fun in an accountant kind of way, and so that's me. Yeah, 3 words there. So tell us about you, and then I'll add to that, and then you can add to mine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I think people would probably say that I am disciplined.
What do you say?
I say that I am a mess. That's what I say. However, I think it just feels that way sometimes, and we don't really remember all of the good things. It's the harder things seem to pop up. They're easier to recall. So good things, I would say I am disciplined.
Yes. That's 1.
Yeah. I love Jesus.
Okay, we're going there. That's 2.
And I love sweets.
Okay.
I love dessert.
And when you said we grow, are you talking about waistline? Or are you talking about your cholesterol?
I would like to say that those desserts get used for all the gains.
Okay.
I am definitely... I don't know how you would say it, but I would say maybe a gym junkie. Maybe that's what I am.
Yeah. It's fuel.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Those desserts are enjoyed way more than fuel. So they're a lot more than that.
Keep you coming back for more in the gym, and fortunately.
So then I am strong. That is the other.
You're adding a 4th word in there.
Well, I could go on and on and on.
Good Lord. Okay. So you gave a 4th word. Can I give a 5th?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think when I think of Rachel, I think and I told you this the other day, and I got a chuckle out of it.
So you laugh at your own jokes. Excellent.
I laugh at my own jokes. You are simple, I think. And not like simple, like, man, she's simple. You see what you get. And most of the time when you see Rachel, she's got this look on her face that you're going to get it. And so simplicity, you don't like a lot of clutter. You like to have very direct conversations. You don't like to dance around the truth. You're just simple and to the point, simple and elegant, simple and yeah.
I'll take elegant. I'll go ahead and pick out the one word that I like out of all of that. I'll pick elegant.
You like fancy for sure.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Maybe that is another word. I think
we're up to 10 words for you. I ran out of hands.
I think the same word goes for Marcus. I would say Marcus is definitely fancy. He likes the finer things in life. I think shopaholic goes in there.
Now you're just cutting me down.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
You love to shop.
I like to shop for certain things. Things that I enjoy. I don't like to shop for others, which is a love language for some. But yeah, I'm a piece of work. I am a piece of work. So, all right. So that's your word for me? Shopaholic?
Shopaholic.
That
it
sucks.
Might be.
Like that's awful. Like you could have thought of, gorgeous, so fine, beautiful.
I think I'm not going to ever describe a man as gorgeous or beautiful, but maybe
my soul.
Yeah, your soul.
I'm soulful. Okay. We're cutting deep. I think we're running out of time on the first episode. We got to wrap it up. We've already lost the 2 people that tuned in.
That's right.
All right. So you learned a little bit about us. We've got a couple of kids, a couple of dogs that keep us busy. We've got a lot of people here at the office that keep us busy and keep them well fed and well happy. And, that's our core focus during the most of the day. Anything else you want to leave the one person that's listening to this? What do you want them to know before they click subscribe or whatever button?
Yeah, I think this is probably very important to know. So don't tune out. Episode 2 will be way better than episode 1. So
you can't celebrate the 50th episode without doing the first.
That's
right.
What
a friend just said. And so I hope we get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that I'm getting better every moment of my life.
Yeah. Another word to describe you would be a risk taker. And so definitely deciding to record a podcast about how to
love your job, love your whatever.
How to love your spouse, love your job.
Don't love your spouse at your job most of the times. Like that will get you a visit in HR. So, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Whatever this looks like, even if it's therapy for you and me, it'll be a lot of fun.
Maybe that's the real reason we're starting a podcast. So I know every week for at least 1 hour, I get you locked in a room. You have to look at me, listen to what I'm saying.
So this camera really isn't on. Talk. This is a fake microphone.
This is all fake. I just needed you to listen to my words, like for
as
maybe
you
an
cut
hour.
Me down and tell me about all my mistakes.
You're a great listener.
Oh,
excellent communicator.
This is going to be rough. All right.
What's coming up?
What's coming up? Man, so much. Like talking about, I'm looking forward to dinner.
Yeah. So I think just
in the podcast,
kind of typical in the podcast. Do you have any idea of what the first series and the next episode will be about?
Okay. So we're throwing it back. We're throwing it back 8+ years. And we're going to leave these people nuggets of information to think on and what to know, what to ask before you hire your spouse. And That's what we landed on, right?
That's
kind of
what
the
we
first
landed
topic.
on.
Okay.
I'm impressed. You got it. You
Boom,
win.
son.
A plus.
All right. What to know before you hire your spouse. A lot of this can apply to before you hire your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your crazy uncle Lou. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but that'll be a good conversation. I probably tricked you into coming to work. So we won't talk about that, but
That's right. I think there probably could have been some further conversations before putting in my resignation at one place and signing on to work here at Dillon CPAs. But
it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, so sometimes it's more of an adventure.
Life is an adventure.
Sometimes it's more fun it's
more fun
when
together.
you don't know what's coming up next, when you don't know what to expect.
All right. So, like any good podcast, there's supposed to be a sign off. So, what's that sign off?
It's all you, buddy.
No, don't put that pressure on me. You already made. All right. See you later. See y'all later. I mean, what are you doing? Do you look at the camera? I'll see you later. Will I see you later?
I guess we're looking at the camera and we're saying bye.
See ya.
Okay, let's just discuss how you just blamed me when you moved the entire microphone up, down, turn it around, all over, turn buttons. I haven't touched your microphone, but I put it on mute.
Yeah, you put it on mute.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.